Let's talk a little bit about how many of us have actually received it and how many of us have not. Because as they move to try to make us receive it, we need to know how many we are, and we are many. At this point in time, everyone who wanted to take it has been able to take it, which means above these percentages, only the coerced and the forced will actually be receiving it from here on out. And as you can see, even New York, Vermont, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, which touts a higher percentage, and they try to make it look like they're winning. But 60% doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things. 40% of everyone who lives in Minnesota, that's millions of people. Oregon, that's millions of people. Even California, that's millions of people. I encourage you to go check out these for yourself. I'll put the links in the description, but all of these are from government data sources. This table is very interesting. It shows how many of the population receive one dose, and then how many of the population are fully vaccinated. And you'll always see in every state that most people don't show up for their second dose. They don't decide to go through becoming fully vaccinated. Every percentage point that you see here represents, in most states, millions of people, especially in Florida, where the number is around 11%. Why don't those people show up for their second dose? If you look at the data, I can assure you that it's not because they're patiently waiting and they just got their dose because the FDA just approved it and everything is good and everything is fine and they'll be there getting fully vaccinated next week. No, these are people who fell off and are not going to receive their next dose. They are not doing it because they don't care. Or maybe they had, God forbid, a reaction to it. I can't say what it is, but we all know what it is because the algorithm is always watching. Now this data just shows the major industries that employ people across the United States. Some of the biggest ones are healthcare, which are pushing for mandates. Also, you've got hospitality, retail, services excluding special industries. I imagine that likely is restaurants, things of that nature. These are the massive industries that they want to mandate people into actually being forced to take the shot against their will. Understand that if half of these people, because most of the numbers we just saw is half of the people aren't vaccinated and don't want to be, if half of these people take a stand, these industries would crumble on a global and national scale. They are few, we are many in terms of power. As you can see here, they study our behavior, our perception, and our decisions to try and determine how they can change that. Now, this data is for France, but they have this data for everywhere in the world. And this shows how many people are unvaccinated and not willing. In France, it's about 30%. You have some uncertains, and then you have people who they've decided to do it, but they haven't really decided. The state has decided for them. Here's the data I'm talking about. The United States. This is how many people are unvaccinated and not willing to get vaccinated. These are the people who will stand their ground. Very few of these people will actually decide to fall into this category and go with this because they understand that this supports global tyranny. They understand that this supports oppression, that they don't want to go with it. So if you take this many people, which is a massive amount of people, if you check the percentage against the US population, together we stand nearly 100 million strong. That is not a small group, and we can chart the course for the rest of humanity with our decisions.